World War II was shaped not only by battles on the front lines, but also by technological advancements that changed the course of history. Toward the end of the war, Nazi Germany developed several experimental projects that have since gained a mysterious and legendary status. One of the most striking among them was the so-called Great Berlin Air, a term used to refer to various secret projects that had the potential to change the fate of the war. However, before these projects could be fully realized, the war ended and many of the plans remained mere speculation. In this video, we'll explore the truths and myths behind Nazi Germany's secret weapon projects. At the beginning of the war, Nazi Germany emerged as a formidable military power. But as the war dragged on, Germany's economic and military resources began to dwindle. This situation forced the Nazi government to turn toward innovative and often secret military technologies. By the end of the war, Germany was attempting to develop high-tech weapons that could alter the course of the conflict. One of Nazi Germany's most famous secret weapons was the V-2 rocket, the world's first long-range ballistic missile. These rockets were used in attacks against Britain, the Netherlands, and other European countries. But the legacy of the V-2 was more than just military. It symbolized Germany's push for technological dominance. The technology used in the development of the V-2 rockets laid the foundation for modern space travel. For Nazi Germany, these rockets represented more than weapons. They were symbols of scientific prestige. Hitler hoped to use such projects to showcase Nazi ideology and represent ultimate victory. Yet, by the war's end, these rockets became a disappointment in the public eye, as they failed to deliver the expected military impact. Another mysterious Nazi project centered around flying saucers and theories of time travel, most notably the alleged device called Die Glocke, the bell. This project is claimed to have involved Nazi scientists and engineers working on anti-gravity technologies and advanced flying machines. According to several sources, Die Glocke was either a high-tech weapon or a device capable of producing flying saucers. However, there is no concrete evidence about its results. Some theories argue that the entire concept was pure science fiction, an illusion meant to distract from Germany's imminent defeat. Nazi Germany began the war with strong air superiority, but as the war progressed, its advantage began to fade. Still, Germany made notable advances in aviation. The Messerschmitt Me 262 was the world's first operational jet-powered fighter aircraft and was deployed late in the war. The Me 262 and other jet aircraft had the potential to revolutionize air combat. However, their late introduction meant they didn't have enough time to change the course of the war significantly. As World War II neared its end, Germany's fronts rapidly collapsed. Allied advances and the Soviet onslaught from the east had devastating effects on Nazi Germany. Yet rather than accepting defeat, the regime continued to work on secret projects that might alter the outcome. Hitler's increasing focus on scientific and technological projects in the war's final phase reflected a desperate attempt to turn the tide. The emphasis on secret weapon projects was a manifestation of this last-ditch effort. With the end of the war, many of Nazi Germany's secret technological projects vanished. Allied forces raided numerous research facilities across Germany and managed to recover some of these projects. However, most were either unfinished or too advanced to be fully understood at the time. As a result, many of these technologies were taken over by the United States and the Soviet Union, marking the beginning of the Cold War's technological race. Nazi rocket technology in particular played a major role in shaping the space race. The V-2 rocket's design later influenced the space exploration programs of both superpowers. Today, Nazi Germany's secret weapon projects remain a subject of historical intrigue and speculation. V-2 rockets, jet fighters, and rumored flying saucers continue to captivate the imagination. However, most of these projects were too underdeveloped or flawed to have had a decisive impact during the war. These efforts reflected Nazi Germany's emphasis on science and technology, but ultimately turned into symbols of failure and desperation. Still, they continued to attract the interest of historians and conspiracy theorists alike. Perhaps we will never fully uncover the truth behind these secret projects, but they remain enduring mysteries of one of history's darkest eras. With the war's end, many of these projects disappeared into the depths of history, yet they continue to live on as unresolved enigmas.